Moving on from banking to consumer. So in consumer, we split the risk between staples and discretionary. We obviously own discretionary and it's well owned. Everyone has been talking about it, but discretionary is valuations are not cheap. So we don't have a large overweight in discretionary, but we have a contra positioning in staples in FMCG. So I'll just take you through the thought process around what we own and why we own what we own. So if you look at the chart on the left, it tells you the domestic mutual fund positioning in staples. So staples is your FMCG, right? So in June 20, that was the peak. It was at 7.6%. So 7.6% of the entire MFAUM is in staples. From there, it's been continuously coming down. And today it's at the lowest, close to the lowest at around 4.6%. So this is the DII ownership. The right is the FII ownership of single stocks in the FMCG index. So as you can see, barring one name, all the FIIs have also been cutting their FMCG exposure. So why are we bucking this trend and buying two names that we own? There are two things that we are seeing on the ground. First is, after a period of 4 years, for the first time, rural inflation is picking up. Why does that matter? Because as inflation picks up, for the first time, FMCG companies can raise prices. So it gives you pricing power, it gives you margin expansion, something that's been lacking for almost 4 years now. And the reason DII and FII have been cutting is because growth has been lacking, as a result of which in the last 6 months, the FMCG index is down 24%. It looks like a small cap, not an FMCG index, because for the last decade, there was growth and FMCG was a good place as a defensive positioning for you to get risk-adjusted returns. It no longer is the case. So we own two companies, or rather you would have seen portfolios have exposure in two companies that we've been buying since January, ITC and Marico. Why have we been buying this in the last 2-3 months? So one of the reasons FMCG companies have been struggling is as quick commerce has penetrated, the general trade distribution channel for FMCG companies have taken a big hit and margins have come down. Now, two companies which have been taking their own initiatives are ITC and Marico. ITC, for example, has been covering and expanding its direct coverage, directly connecting to farmers. This number was almost close to zero 3 years back. Today, they have directly connected 1.7 million farmers across 10 states, and they continue to expand this through their ITC Mars program. Marico, on the other hand, they've been directly connecting to the GT channel in order to circumvent this quick commerce. Even Marico roughly has 9% of its sales on quick commerce even today, but they've been building the digital channel and that's expanding. What's the implication of that? Marico, which was a single category brand, which is predominantly coconut oil 3.5 years back, looks more like an FMCG brand where 22% of its product portfolio has higher margins. So over the next few quarters, you will see not only volume growth, you should see margin also expanding for companies like this. And hence, after a period of 4 years, these are good companies according to us, where you should see a incremental rate of change of growth, which has been lacking for almost 4 years. So here again, I'm not saying every company is a buy. We don't own a Beavers or we don't own a Nestle. We would be stock specific and selective around those where we are seeing change on the ground, and those changes have resulted in product portfolio differentiation.